Leeds. Now, sometimes when I'm going to do an interview, I do a little bit of swatting up on stuff to try and, find out a few things and try and work out where the questions are going to go. I deliberately haven't for the next gentleman you're going to meet because I think it's such a unique story that I kind of need to be asking complete naive questions so we get the full explanation, because Gareth Thompson is with me in the studio. Good evening, Gareth.
Good evening.
Now, Gareth set up one of England's only wrestling churches in Bradford in 2021. He did this after overcoming his own experiences of abuse and homelessness to help others build positive mental health through wrestling. Now, Gareth will be featured on the BBC series We Are England tonight. He's also going to be on Look North.
Yep.
So this is the warm-up. You say we're the undercard.
You are.
Here. So just tell me, because I'm even surprised that you're one of England's only, not England's only. I mean, what is a wrestling church?
Well, I think we are England's only wrestling church. I think there's a couple of wrestling schools connected to churches, community centres. I think that's why legally I don't think we can say exactly that. But I think we are the only wrestling church within the Church of England specifically. The whole idea came about where I've been touring the country for about 4 years, sharing my story of what I've overcome in my life and sharing my faith journey with churches and communities up and down the country for about 4 years with GT Ministries, where I've been a wrestler for 10 years, and we kind of combine the two things. So we'll put on a wrestling show, and then I'll share my story in the middle of it. And we've seen hundreds of people come to those things, and people just being really moved and kind of wanting to challenge things in their lives and go away and sort some stuff out, which is awesome. And some of them came to faith, which is even better. And I floated this idea with Linda Maslin at Fountains Church in Bradford about opening a wrestling school, because I just know how important it is to have that coach relationship with people, to bring them on that mental health journey, that physical health journey, and to give them something really fun to get involved in. And so that idea then came to reality last year, and we opened the school and we started then doing monthly events. And my wife just sat with me one time and she said, you know what? This could be like church. We've got a community of people coming together, wanting to learn and support each other. That's what church is about. And so we started putting in live worship, and we started putting in sermons and preachers, and a few people wanting to get baptized. So we've got the baptism pool out, and next thing you know, we've got wrestling church every 2 months at Bradford, where we'll have a couple of fights, and the fights will kind of thread on a theme that someone will then preach on. Live worship is a bit more rocky, a bit more metal, and just this phenomenon of wrestling church has just been born, and you get to see it tonight on BBC One.
People will wonder how you combine, you've described some of it,
yeah,
but how you will combine both personally and as the church, pulpits and pile drivers.
Yeah.
That's what I've got there. Do you like that?
Yeah,
hey?
I'm going to steal it, mate.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
please.
We've got suplexes and sermons, we've got baptisms and body slams, and now we've got pulpits and pile drivers.
So firstly, internally for you, how did it sort of come together? What was it? I mean, I've alluded to some past experiences. Is that what sort of, what came first?
So it was, all of my life experiences, to flesh out a little, Council Estate, Keighley, that's where I grew up. I was from a single parent household. Dad left, mum had issues with drink, homeless at 15, sexually abused as a child, a whole bunch of stuff. And I went on a faith journey just as I started training to wrestle. And I kind of saw these two things evolve alongside each other. And that's when the whole idea of sharing my story to help others and using wrestling as a tool to do that is just reaching people that wouldn't normally be reached. I could go to any church on a Sunday morning and preach to the middle class people who happen to be sat there. But actually, I'm a Bradford lad, and I'm from around here. I speak like we speak. I get the struggles and issues that people are going through, and I want them to know that if I can do it, and if I can pull myself out of it with Jesus' help, then they can do it too. And that's where the kind of the drive and the motivation comes from. And we're reaching everyone. We've got families coming. We've got, people who've got it all sorted coming. We've got your food bank users. We've got the homeless. We've got people who maybe you would call working class, but you wouldn't necessarily see in church because they work Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. They're keeping their head above water. The church isn't really reaching them, but they're like, hey, look, there's a wrestling show on. I like a bit of wrestling. The kids love a bit of wrestling. Let's go. And then they're being given all this stuff to think about, and the themes and the threads and just seeing it as something different. As people are coming to me after us and going, like, you're really making me want to look at this Christianity thing again in a different light, because it's been told to me like I understand it. It's been shown to me in a different way. And the church is now modernizing and changing and adapting. And this wrestling church thing is just one of those ways that, the Church of England and other churches are doing it. And it's just an amazing way to reach people in a way that's just not been done before.
Let's talk wrestling.
Yeah.
Because you look like a wrestler.
Okay.
Because you are a wrestler.
I am a wrestler, yeah.
If you think, dare I describe a wrestler when he's sat in front of me? You got the wrestling beard.
Yeah.
A lot of wrestlers have beards.
They do recently, yeah.
You've got the wrestling mohawk hair.
Yep, long ponytail.
Bit of length at the back, not a lot on top.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of a good reference point here. I could see you as one of the Legion of Doom from my childhood. Animal or hawk?
Yeah.
Animal.
More animal.
More animal than hawk.
To animal.
Yes.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah.
So if you don't hear any more from me, the Doomsday device has been. Is that what they used to do?
That is the one. To sit the guy on the shoulder, and the other one comes off the top rope and knocks him off.
You see, that was my. That's
your era.
Flirtation with wrestling.
Yeah.
Legion of Doom.
Late 80s, early 90s.
That's it. And a lot of people have that, don't they? Tell me about you because do you walk in? Do we go? Ladies and gentlemen, Gareth Thompson, or
no. So I'm the Divine Avenger, leader of the Angel Army, guardian of British wrestling, Gareth Angel.
Very good.
Yeah, I've got a ring announcer who does it 10 times better than that. His name's Ben Hall. He's amazing.
Right,
opera singer.
And who do you wrestle against?
Oh, I'm in there with Salford's own son, Jack Johnson. I'm in there with the Rarebit, who wears a half-ripped mask, and it's an absolute monster of a man. The dangerous man in British wrestling, Sean Onley. The metal god, Alex Boylan. Disciple, the heaven sent warrior. I'm in there with guys like Bentley, who's a vigilante of British wrestling. Like, we get talent from all over the country coming to us and coming to be a part of our shows. We've got champions from other promotions coming to us and saying we want to be at GTM. We've got international talents coming over later in the year. We've got Franco Varga from America. We just got Joey Hayes. Like, these are big names in the wrestling scene now. And and then we've got our trainees coming up through the school, guys like Pride. We've got all these other, like the Juggernaut, who's another one of our wrestlers. Like, all these guys are all coming up, and we've got girls getting involved. We've got Leonie Rose, Jenny B, Luna Rocks. Like, all the we're building this tag teams. We've got everything, ladder matches, like anything you would see on TV, WWE. You come to Fountains Church, Bradford, for one of our shows, and you'll get exactly that.
You've come with a belt, or a badge, as Katie, who we're working with, called it. Yeah. Can I take a photo of your badge?
Yeah,
that's a verbatim quote, that, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah.
What is your belt for, please?
So this is the GT Ministries World Heavyweight Wrestling Championship.
Yeah.
So I defeated Jack Johnson for this 2 weeks ago, and I'm going to be defending it on October 22nd at Bradford in Wrestling Church against Disciple. I promised him a title match before I won it, and I said, if I win it, you'll get the first shot, because he was due one months ago, but he got COVID and couldn't do it. So that'll be October 22nd. But this is our top main championship. This is the championship that we introduced a year ago. Everyone's fighting for this. It's the only one we've got. It's been defended all over the country, different promotions. It's even been defended on BBC Sunday Morning Live. Nice. Myself and Joe Cobra, we went on there and talked about the Wrestling Church idea and had a fight live on TV. So that was great.
Does the exposure help? Because listen, I mean, you're talking to us, but obviously people who live in Bradford, live in Keighley, listen to, this is your patch, this is your area.
Patch,
probably the same with Look North, although a little bit further, you're spreading the word north. But on something like We Are England, on something like morning live programs, what does that do for you?
Well, so for me, it just validates everything that we're doing, because it proves that what we're doing is different and special and unique, and that people want to see it. If we weren't having packed out houses and we weren't doing radio shows and TV appearances, then you kind of you're only going to be reaching a certain amount of people. And actually doing stuff like this, for me, it just validates everything. It just shows me that people want to see it, people are interested. It's getting people's attention, that they want to come and see it, they want to figure it out, they want to see what it's about. And that just means we get more people through the doors. That means our wrestlers get to perform in front of larger crowds. It means that our trainees get more excitement and more energy about it. Our team, our staff team at the Fountains Church, like they get to see what's going on, and the church gets seen in a different light too. So all of it is positive. Every single bit of it just helps drive this idea that church can be different, faith life can be different. You can be a Christian and be a wrestler. Like, it's perfectly reasonable to do both of those things, and I think it's just awesome.
thank you for coming in early to see us. If you want to see Gareth's badge and Gareth himself, then you can watch Look North from 6:30 on BBC One tonight, and We Are England as well on the BBC. Smashing to meet you, Gareth. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
There we are. BBC Radio Leeds, Wrestling Church Explained. Keighley lad, fighting and faith in Bradford.